Looking out on a raging sea, all the chaos in front of me.
Okay, so all I want to say to you is I don't want to overemphasize you have to act a certain way to be a Christian. It's more than that. You have to be a certain way. You have to live in a relationship with God.
To get me out of the mess I'm in, and that's the place you find me. That's where you remind me I don't have to figure it out. Even when the sky is falling down and the waves are crashing all around, you're the only hope that I have found. When everything is changing, you are unshaken.
So we're just mending the net. So we're taking our lives and we're stepping up and we're saying, okay, I'm acting this way. I can see that I'm surrendered, but I'm seeing that the second grace command of loving other people is I'm not very gentle with others. And I don't make every effort to get along. And when I look at students who want to be involved in living for Christ, that's the first thing I do. People know you're at this retreat, they know you go to church. And so when you're at school and you're acting like everybody else and you're being, sarcastic and picking on people, they look at you and they would think, don't you go to church? So when you follow Jesus, shouldn't there be a difference? There should be a difference in our lives.
You are unshaken, 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 unshaken. Even when the sky is falling down and the waves are crashing all around, you're the only hope that I have found. When everything is changing, you are unshaken. Love is calling out, I can hear it breaking through the sound. Changing, you are unshaken. You are unshaken.
But to really trust Him and to let go, that's hard. It is hard. But He's trustworthy. And He's worth letting you ruin your life. Because when you're ruined, you love. You have peace in the midst of pain. You have joy in life. You sing a song, just like the psalmist said. He puts your feet on solid ground, not sand. You're not shifting all the time. You know where you stand. You participate in God's story. And you see Him do things in your life that over and over you go, wow, that's amazing, God. I can't believe you just did that. And then you got to write those down, because sometimes later on you'll forget and you go, I haven't seen God. God hasn't done much. We were talking about this in the Go Deeper thing, I don't know that God, how do I know that God, I said, well, has He ever done stuff in the past? And yes, He has. And some of you have seen Him do things in other people's lives. Don't forget that. God's a God that wants to do supernatural stuff in your life beyond anything you can imagine right now if you just say, I'm willing to go. And that's the deal. That's, are you willing? Are you willing to allow Jesus to ruin your life?
My purpose remains the art of losing myself in bringing you praise everlasting. Your light will shine when all else fades, never ending. Your glory goes beyond all pain. My heart and my soul, I give you control. Consume me from the inside out, Lord. And let justice and grace become my embrace. To love you from the inside out. my purpose remains. The art of losing myself in bringing you praise. Everlasting, your light will shine when all else fades. Never ending, your glory goes beyond. Come on. My heart and my soul, I give you control. Consume me from the inside out. Oh, let justice and praise become my embrace. To love you from the inside out.
And he's talking to all these people who are following him, and they're saying, "He do some miracles," and he's done some. And so Jesus turns to him and says, "Listen, you're only following me because of how you feel, how I've made you get stuff in return." And we do that today, don't we? We say, "God's not doing this, so I don't believe he's there," or "God's not, stomp our foot. God's not doing something, so I don't do this." And I do that sometimes too. I say, "God, why aren't you answering this the way I want you to?" And then I go, "Oh yeah, that's right. You're the king on the red carpet, and I'm just clapping, and I'm about your name, and I know that means my all." But sometimes we get this and we say, "God needs to do this, or I'm not gonna follow." And God says, "No, just trust me. I love you."
My heart and my soul, come on. Let justice and praise become my embrace. To love you from the inside out. Everlasting, your light will shine when all else fades. Never ending, your glory goes beyond.
This journey that we're on, where you say, "I'm going to allow Christ to ruin my life," is one where we just say, "I'm just going to follow you, and I'm going to love like you." And the result of being ruined, ironically, for Jesus, is that you experience peace. So you and I think our lives are ruined, like, "Oh, I don't get my way." And yet we're hanging on to something that's not ending in peace. We're so anxious. And Christ wants to ruin our lives with love. He wants to ruin our lives with you being care to someone different. See, God's story is different from the world's story. The world's story says, get your own way, fight for your respect. You be important. You walk across the red carpet. You're worth it. You need the latest, greatest stuff. You need everybody to think nicely of you. God's economy is live for Christ, and He'll honor you in the end. You may have to suffer along the way, but you're going to love and find peace and confidence, and you're going to be rewarded. And in the middle of it, He's going to hold you close to His heart, and you're going to love it.
My soul, my mind wrapped up in the things of this world, but it wasn't enough. There was something more I was trying to find. That's when your love hit me right between the eyes. Now that I found you, I'll never let you go. You are the only one, you are the only one. God, I need you, I gotta let you know. You are the only one, you are the only one for me. And
boy.